Hi, so I posted a picture on my Instagram asking if I were to make a makeup video, if people would want to see more of an everyday look or something more creative, and most people said everyday, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So this is the look that I did, so if you want to see this look, keep on watching. So to start off with my makeup, I always use Nivea Men Aftershave, which sounds kind of weird, but it actually works really well as a primer. I focus it more on my T-zone because that's where I get more oily and where like the makeup will come off more. And I usually let that sit just until it dries. So my favorite foundation is CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. I use the shade Classic Ivory, which is the second lightest shade because it's summertime. And I just dot it all over my face first. My neck as well. And then I use my damp beauty blender to blend it out. Okay, next I go in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, which is my all-time favorite, and I use it in Fair. And this I just blend out with my finger. A lot of people use their beauty blender, but I find that it dilutes the product a little bit, and I like really full coverage, so I just kind of pat it with my finger. Okay, so next I cream contour. I actually have two cream contour palettes that I use right now. This one I just got. I like this one because it has more gray toned contour shades, whereas normally I use my BH Cosmetics Foundation and Concealer 2 palette, but as you can see they have more darker kind of warmer toned shades, whereas I feel like the gray toned browns look more natural for contouring. So I take a flat foundation brush and I kind of mix a bunch of them together. You can kind of see which ones I use and contour with them. And on my cheekbones, I like to just make that line a little bit sharper. So I go in with a lighter concealer and just sharpen that line. And then just make sure I really blend that out after. Next, I set my entire face with my Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. Focusing mostly under my eyes and where I put my concealer. So next I powder contour, and for that I use my BH Cosmetics Powder Contour Palette. I use the lightest shade first. And for this I'm just using an angled contour brush. And I take a darker shade and I put it just towards my hairline, and it kind of adds more depth. So just really lightly putting it just there. After that I'm taking my Kabuki brush again and just that kind of yellowy sort of highlight shade, and I'm putting that just under my eyes. Okay, then I go in with a big fluffy brush and a bronzer just to kind of make that contour look a little bit softer. Next I go in with a blush. I'm not a huge fan of blush. I'm more like bronzer, but I do like to add a little bit just to make me look kind of less dead and more flushed. So I'm using this one, but it has a little bit of sparkle in it, so it works kind of as a highlighter as well. I'm putting that just on the apples of my cheeks and blending it kind of with my contour. Okay, next I'm going to be highlighting. I like a lot of highlight on my cheeks, so I use just a loose white sparkly powder. So I kind of just take it into the cap and I use my finger and just kind of pat it on the tops of my cheekbones and then blend it out. I find by using my finger I get the most pigmentation from the highlight. I also put a little bit just on the tips of my nose, and I also like it on my cupid's bow. Now, just so it looks less harsh, I take a fan brush and just blend that out a tiny bit. For brows, I use this Ardell Blonde Brow Pomade. It's kind of the same thing as the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade, but a lot less expensive. I always use a clean brush while I do my brows, no matter what, because you get more of a sharp, cleaner line. And I use this brush that it came with. It's just an angled brush and it has a little spoolie on the end as well. Now I always do my eyebrows a little bit more intense than I want them, and then I go around them with a concealer to kind of tone them down and make them look cleaner. Okay, next I just set all around my eyebrows with a white or just light eyeshadow, and it also helps to highlight the brow bone. And lastly, I go in with a brow gel, and this just sets the hairs in place and makes them look fuller. Now I'm going to move on to my eyes. First, I use a base, which I usually use NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. Putting that all over my lid. For my everyday makeup, I usually go for more natural sort of colors. So what I'm going to be using today is this Too Faced Holiday palette that I have, and it just has a lot of brown sort of shades. First I'm going to go in with Fifi, which is this kind of like light brown color, and I'm using a Real Techniques blending brush. These are my favorite brushes ever. Like, if you're going to buy any makeup brushes, buy these, because I use them every day and they're the absolute best eyeshadow brushes I've ever used in my life. Anyways, I'm putting that in my crease and just blending it out a lot. And now I'm going in with my, it's kind of a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to use La Femme, which is a darker brown, and I'm putting it in my outer corner and then bringing it into my crease. And I'm putting a little bit of Fifi just under my eye as well with this brush. And a tiny, tiny bit of La Femme. And I'm using my bigger brush again just to blend it out. Okay, usually now this part I either go in with a really light kind of skin tone color or a gold. Today I'm going to go in with a gold because that's what I want to do. So I'm going to use my Naked palette, Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to use Half Baked, which is just a gold shade. You don't have to use this one, there's lots of golds in the world. Just putting that on my lid. And then after that I'm just taking my blending brush again and just diffusing any harsh lines. So I'm putting that eye pencil just in the inner corner of my eye again. And then I'm taking Booty Call from my Naked palette and just putting that in the inner corner of my eye. Next I'm doing eyeliner. I'm using this NYC eyeliner. I like this one because it has a brush on it as opposed to a felt tip, which I find I can get a more precise line with this. Everyone has ones that they like, preferences. It's what I like. Okay, next, before I do mascara, I like to set my face with setting spray. I use this Hard Candy makeup setting spray. This is my second time purchasing it. I really like it. I always put it on before my mascara because it is wet, so if you spray it over mascara, it can make your mascara wet, and everyone knows what happens when you have wet mascara. It goes down your face and ruins your whole face. So, spraying this on first. And I let that dry normally before I start my mascara. So first, I use this L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. These work good together as well. But for my mascara, my absolute favorite is the Voluminous Miss Manga Rock Mascara. I don't like the waterproof one because waterproof makeup ruins your eyelashes, so I use the regular one. This just helps to make your eyelashes fuller and longer. I let that dry a little bit. And then I go in with my mascara. Now, if you don't like really thick eyelashes, you won't like this mascara because it does go on very, very thick. And it is a plastic applicator, not more of like the brush ones. And lastly, for eyes, I'm just taking that eye pencil again and I'm putting it in my waterline just to make my eyes look bigger. Sometimes I do black. Depends on my day, what I feel like. Now lastly, I'm going to go in with my new favorite lip color, which is NYX Lingerie Liquid to Matte Lipstick in Honeymoon. I always apply my foundation on my lips, because that way I can get more of a cleaner, sharper line with my liquid lipstick. So I always overdraw my lips a little bit just because I like the look of big lips. Okay, so this is the finished look. Thank you for watching, and if anyone has any suggestions of what other videos they would like to see me do, just let me know. I'm open to basically anything, and I love when people, you know, tag me in things or send me things that they want to see me do. So also, I just have to say this is my first video, and I'm not very good with computers and with cameras and stuff like that, so it's actually been difficult for me to try and do this. I've tried making videos before and they just didn't work out, and also I'm not really used to showing my face without makeup, so people, please be nice to me. It is kind of like a big step for me to try to do this, so if you get more positive feedback, things like that, that would be great. Thank you.